out, but nothing seems to work on you. Yeah, you always make me feel like home. Yeah, you never leave my thoughts alone. Yeah, you're the reason I'm going out my mind. I just can't stop thinking about you. You got me feeling some type of way. You make me wanna stay in all day. You're the reason I can't get out my head. I just can't stop thinking about you. I just can't stop thinking. Why don't you get it by now? Tell me what you learned in grade school. Give it to me like you want it. Did you forget that golden rule? Why is our love at one-sided? It should really be give and take. Fill you up and leave me empty. Baby, was that my mistake? Covering these feelings, going through changes. I'm just so mad right now, I can't even think straight. So I'ma just tweet it and delete it, knowing you won't read it before we get too far away. I need to clear my mind. I'd rather just tweet it and delete it before we cross the line and we reach a point we can't rewind. Rewind, rewind, rewind. Tell me what choice I have now. I just wanna get it right with you. But if we try to talk about it, our history says we'll just argue. And I know you're gonna act a fool, and then no one could tell the difference between me and you, babe. Watching from a distance, hiding these feelings, going through changes. I'm just so mad, but now it's at my own expense. So I'ma just tweet it and delete it, knowing you won't read it before we get too far away. I need to clear my mind. I'd rather just tweet it and delete it before we cross the line and we reach a point we can't rewind. Maybe I need some space, need somewhere else to go, to release, to relax, to let my emotions flow. But for now, I just read it and delete it, knowing you won't read it before we get too far away. I need to clear my mind. I'd rather just tweet it and delete it, oh, before we cross the line and we reach a point we can't rewind. Rewind, rewind.
I think we sound better now. On today's show, wait, before we even get to today's show, how was your weekend? How was your weekend, family? How are you? Hope you're doing well. My weekend was tremendous, man. Tremendous. So many things going on. First, I want to say shout out to the Cincinnati NAACP. The wife and I got a chance to go over to their first annual block party in Avondale. Avondale is on the come up, and it was a great event. I ran into a little bit of everybody over there. It was great to see everyone. Joe, TNT, local politicians, listeners. Ran to Marcia. How you doing, Marisha? I'm sorry, Marisha. Marisha, good to see you. I got to get it right. She was like, you getting my name all wrong every morning. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get it right moving forward, Marisha. Good morning to you. And who else? Ran into Cedric Denson, who I'm a little mad at right now, but we'll get over it. I mean, I heard some I guess it's good news, actually. It's good news all the way around for the community. I'll give you an update on that. Who else did I run into? Ran into, some folks that are running for council. Of course, Alicia Reese is everywhere. She was in the scene. I didn't get a chance to talk with her, but I did see her from afar. We were in and out, but it was a great event right there on the corner. Reading Road, Rockdale, can't miss it. Right across the street from their headquarters here in Cincinnati. I thought it was a great event. We can't have enough spaces for our community, in particular the Black community, where we just celebrate and share information and connect in very positive ways. So I think that event is just going to grow. I could just see more events happening in Avondale. They got the brand new town center, got a brand new grocery store that's going to be Black owned. It's going to be moving in. You got UC Health over there. You got Zola's coming in and a bunch of other stuff coming in as well. So a lot of investments in the Avondale area, which is great to see. A lot of good things are happening. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. On today's show, I want to talk about numerous things. As always, I come prepared to talk about people, politics, and pleasure. If you're just tuning in the show for the first time, that's my wheelhouse. That's what I like to talk about. People, politics, and the pleasure. And I know what you're thinking, Nate. That's like, man, that's real broad. And you're right, because this show is a reflection of me. And my thoughts are just like your thoughts. I'm into a lot of different stuff. This show will never just be about politics. It'll be about people, politics, and the pleasure of being Black and the pleasure of being human. All of the adult pleasures and human pleasures. That's what this show is all about. We'll discuss it all. Good morning to you. How are you? Hey, what's up, Eloise? Thank you so much. If you can, do your boy in the world a favor. Really do the world a favor. And please share today's show so that the world will know that there are some people that have common sense here in the city of Cincinnati. No matter what they might say about us, there are some people that have some damn sense here in the city of Cincinnati. Today, I want to talk about COVID-19 surges around the country. The CDC and the Surgeon General are giving warnings to Americans. It's my job to let you know these type of things. So I'm going to do my JOB this morning. The Black national anthem is being debated because you've got these sport franchises that are deciding they're going to play the Black national anthem before the national anthem. And there's a big debate about it. We'll talk about the politics of the Black national anthem and what that really means, if anything. But first, RIP to a hip hop legend. MArkie passed away. MArkie passed away. And just a hands up, like a virtual hands up, if you were a fan of MArkie, that is of my era. MArkie did fun music. He did fun music, and with some classics like The Vapors, classics, Just a Friend, Black, classic shit right there. That might be like the song he's known the most for, Just a Friend, which Biz gave us in lyric form. A very astute observation about women, fellas, that is still true to this day. It was relevant then, it's still relevant now. That she says he's just a friend, but of course he's much more, because that's how women do shit. That's how women cheat. A woman will have a dude in your face saying he's just a friend, and she knows that he was more than that. That's just how women do. And Biz put it down forever on wax, so to speak, so that we could learn. I remember the video. The video was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking. It was so heartbreaking, but that's the way the story goes, though. So shout out to Biz Markie. I don't have the details as to what led to his death. I think it's a little early for that. Very, very sad. Dies at 57 years old, y'all. 57. And for me, that's so young. For me at this point in my life, that's young. 57? He ain't even got a 6 in front of his name. And I don't know. I was talking with some friends on Saturday, and the conversation came about Biz Markie, and somebody made a comment about how they feel like whenever they hear about one of these superstars, especially when these hip hop generation superstars pass away, they always pay attention to the age. And we don't know. I don't know what the details are. We'll find out about Biz Markie. They'll do an autopsy and everything. But I don't know. Biz Markie, number one, had such a dope ass hip hop name. That was back when I thought hip hop names were more original. Now everybody's the baby or Lil Baby something, Baby X, Lil Nas X, something like that. I mean, I'm not hating on the new generation because I love the music. I'm just saying I love what the new generation is doing with the culture that we created, but that was just like a fun era of hip hop. His career started way back in 1986. Remember beatboxing when beatboxing was a big thing? And she'd be like, "Oh, that's super. Oh, you hear that? That is dope." I don't know. What was a bigger hit for Biz Markie? The Vapors or Just a Friend? I don't know. Depends on the individual. A rap career that spanned 35 years. Apparently, he had been ill for months. And his family has not been released what the official cause of death is as it relates to Biz Markie. But prayers up for the family. R.I.P. for a hip hop legend. Biz Markie. His so-called government name is Marcel Theo Hall. Marcel Theo Hall. Now, how did he get Biz Markie? Anybody know the Biz Markie name? I always find it to be interesting how people come up with their hip hop names. I always found it to be fascinating over the years. Like, how'd you come up with that name? Good morning to you. Listen, if you want to share your thoughts this morning, you can do so by giving us a call at 513-873-7134. If you want to transform your brain waves into talk radio waves this morning, feel free to do so. You can use that number right there. It is a free phone call anywhere in the country and in most places around the world. If you run into any issues with tolls and things like that, let me know, and I'll see what I can do on my end. There could be nothing I can do, but I'll look into it for you. Good morning to you. How was your weekend? Hope your Monday is starting out right. I don't give a damn what people say. There is nothing you can't do. There's nothing you can't do. You just got to do it. A famous person once said that if you want to be a writer, then write. You are what you do. So whatever it is out there that you want to do it. Just do it every day. And you'll be that. As simple as that. I've heard about this phrase. I was just watching a video, man. This shit just, I want to talk about this for a second because it's a motivational Monday. I want to motivate you as much as I can. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. But I've heard about this term, imposter syndrome. You ever heard that term before? Imposter syndrome. This shit is the wildest shit I've ever heard of in my entire life. I never even was aware of this term. Like my brain never even thought like this. But apparently imposter syndrome is when people feel like they're not good enough for a certain position or, something like that. It's where somebody has doubts about their skills and their talents and their accomplishments. And like it stops them from moving forward. Raise your hand. You don't have to put your hand up here inside the chop shop. But have you ever heard of that term before? Imposter syndrome? Like the shit just came to me in the last couple of years. And I'm like, it blew me away. I'm like, it's hard for me to understand that because you are what you fucking do. If you doing it, that's what you are. Simple as that. And see, what people got to understand is that these people you see like in certain positions that like maybe you might want, Like you don't want to take it from them. You just want it for yourself. Like you wish you could do that. The only difference is that they're doing it. They're no smarter. They're no stronger. They're no better than you are. They're just doing it. And I saw Mike Tyson has a dope ass podcast called Hot Boxing. He be scaring the hell out of people. He scared the underwear. He Lil Boosie, I was so disappointed in him. His whole attitude changed when she got around Mike Tyson. I hate that shit. I hate it when people change because they get around certain other people and personalities. But I'm watching Hot Boxing, one of their episodes many months ago. And Mike Tyson starts telling these stories about how, when he first started boxing or just boxing in general, how he was terrified. He was scared. He said he was scared to death every time he was about to get in the ring. And I'm thinking, wait a minute, this is Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, the baddest man on the planet, right? He can whoop anybody's ass. Why would Mike Tyson be scared? Because he's human. The difference between these people in these positions that you might look at and like maybe you fantasize or you think that you could do it, the difference is that they feel the fear and do it anyway. Right, family? Do it anyway. Do it anyway. Again, I keep telling these stories. I tell my wifey all the time, like, when I first got, the word that I was going to be the new host of some of these talk shows I've done over the years, I was scared out of my damn mind. I'm like, what the hell? Now I got to actually do it. See, it's one thing to want it. It's another one, the motherfucker drop it in your lap. Like, hey, you got it now. That's a whole nother thing right there. I'm scared out of my mind. But the difference between me is that when I feel those feelings, I just go super hard with the work. I go super hard with it. So that pushes me to beat down the butterfly. Hey, good morning to you. Hopefully I'm doing right. Up representing UC. Y'all can say what y'all want, man. Listen, I met my wife at UC. So UC and me is always gonna be Gucci. We cool on some levels. Plus, I paid them a lot of money. Good morning to you. Welcome to the home studio. So yeah, I keep telling these stories, man. I don't understand imposter syndrome. You got to get the fuck out of that. I don't even know what that means. That's some old psyching yourself out type shit. If you're doing it, you are it. Period. If you're doing it, you are it. Period. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody send you a tweet or text and tell you not this. If you're doing it, then you are it. Period. You got some of these people, man, at the top of some of these organizations and people looking at them like, damn, I wish that was me. There's no difference. They feel the same shit you did. They're learning on the job just like you would do. They're feeling them feelings of doubt and butterfly. They're doing it anyway. They're walking in doing it anyway. That's the only difference. I saw a video of Beyonce. She had to create a whole different personality just so she could perform. Because she said that she gets super nervous before she performs. Let me ask you a question. How many people have ever seen Beyonce perform? Everybody, right? Does she look nervous to you? No, because she's doing it anyway. That's the only key. That's the only key. Feel the fear, do it anyway. There's imposter syndrome. If somebody give you a shot to do something and you're doing it, then you are it. And I don't give a damn how long you've been doing it. I don't care what nobody said. I don't care how well you're doing it. You're doing it. Simple as that. You're going to rock the spot and get better or you're going to fail. It's either way. It's either way. You're either going to sink or you're going to swim. Period. You got to make that choice. Good morning to you. Listen, 513-873-7134. If you like to share your thoughts this morning, I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. Good morning to you. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hey, yeah. I see you out here, wifey. Okay. I see you. Shout out to Ron Hummins. Ron Hummins made these t-shirts called "I Make Effed Up Look Good." I was out at the I'm a large man. Look at me. I was out at the NAACP's first the event they had over in Avondale over the weekend. And a lot of people complimented me. So I said I put it on the air. I'm not sure if Ron will see this or not, but shout out to you people like your t-shirts, bro. You can find him on Facebook and get them. Yeah. A couple people stopped me like, word, I like those. Cool. I make effed up look good. Okay. That works too. But let me get back to this. I want to share some motivation with you. Do it. Do it anyway. Biz Markie writes, Biz Markie, pioneering beatboxer. Beatboxing just kind of went. Is that ever going to come? It'll come back. They'll auto tune it or something. It'll come back in some kind of way, or it's still there from time to time. But that was back when beatboxing was like really, really like looked upon with a lot of reverence. Now not so much. Now not so much. But Biz Markie passed away at 57. We don't know what the deal is. We'll find out. I'm not even gonna speculate. I have no idea. All I can say is 57 is relatively young, man. I mean, you can still be like the 300 out here at 57 if you want it to be. What is your favorite? Just a Friend or the Vapors? Damn, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think I'd take the Vapors over Just a Friend if I had to be honest. If I'm pushed to a corner, I'm gonna take the Vapors. Man. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'll take the Vapors on that. Good morning to you. Hey, please take a second to like and in particular share this stream this morning. Good morning to you. Yeah, just kicking off the show talking about Biz Markie. Was he one of your favorites? Biz was always dope to me, man. Biz Markie, the Fat Boys, they were just doing like fun music. Nothing super serious. It was just like having a good time and eating whole pizzas and then drinking, Pepsi, 2-gallon Pepsi, and just having a good time. Just wilding out and dancing, meeting girls. You know what I'm saying? For wholesome reasons. That's it. Let me move on. It's being reported now that the U.S. Surgeon General is giving Americans a warning. I've got to do my part to make sure that my people know about the warnings. And the warning is that basically you should keep wearing your mask. The U.S. Surgeon General is trying to get out ahead of what he says could be a surge of mask mandates. Could we be going back to mask mandates? Now, we just ended the mask mandate in Ohio. Unfortunately for us, we've got a Republican governor that has no spine. His name is Mike DeWine. So he's more concerned with whatever the Republican Party wants him to do and playing politics than keeping people safe. That's the reality of it. And I don't know. I mean, people are registering this differently. Like some people, like I'm seeing a real push from the government and our culture to get Black people in particular to get vaccinated. In general, what they're saying is that there's going to be, what's the term they're using? An epidemic. It's going to be an epidemic of the unvaccinated. That's the term they're using. An epidemic of the unvaccinated. So what they're saying is that they're seeing a rise in positive COVID-19 cases, primarily in people who are unvaccinated. You got rappers doing whole new versions of their songs. Like Juvie took Back That Thing Up. You know what I'm saying? One of the anthems, and turned it into Vax That Thing Up, which is now an anthem to try to get people to get vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? You'll hook up with Ma, Vax That Thing Up. The lyrics are hilarious. It's him and Manny got together, I guess. The lyrics are just hilarious to me. And now you got all of these attempts. People are trying to say, unvaccinated folks, you are susceptible to the Delta variant. They're saying that the Delta variant. And I want to know what you think about this. Because what I'm seeing is that it feels like there's some people, and I'm talking about Black people, some Black people who feel like the more they try, and by they, it's your local government, it's the national government, it's whatever, the more they put efforts into trying to push people to get vaccinated, the more suspicious that some people become of their efforts to do so. And I'd like to know how you feel about this. If you remain unvaccinated, is there any scenario in which you will get a vaccine? Or are you willing to die, right, to stand by what you believe in? I'm just curious. 513-873-7134. They're saying that in LA, they're going to have to do this, returning to the mask mandate. And the reason why is pretty simple. 3 words: humans worse than COVID. Some humans can't even be trusted to deal with a pandemic in a way that's logical, rational, and best for public health. Some humans have always been and will always be only concerned about their damn self. That's it. They'll take the vaccine into some whole issue about my body, my choice, and I get it, but I understand it. Primarily, if you are a melanated person in America, I 100% understand your hesitancy. Don't get me wrong, I understand it. You got every reason to feel that way. But I'm just curious as to how you feel about things today. Okay, how do you feel about things today? And all of this information out there about the surge of the Delta variant, you got states that had the lowest vaccination rates, that have the highest new COVID numbers. That seems to be logical. Low vaccination rates, that means you're opening the door wider for the Delta variant to come in. You had July 4th. Now, we travel for July 4th. And at some point, we went to the beach in Cleveland as much as we could enjoy it. We couldn't even really enjoy it because it was people everywhere. Nobody had masks on. So we were masked up the entire time. We kept our distance. We did what we could do. But I saw it firsthand. Like, people are out here doing what they do. They're going back to the games. They're going back to the bars. Life has returned to normal for a lot of people. But COVID remains an issue in this country. Man, we might be talking about COVID. What is this, 2021? Humans worse than COVID? Man, we might be talking about COVID to 2031. We might be talking about COVID in 10 years because it's just the hesitancy that some people are having about getting the vaccine. Again, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I just want to take a pulse, a people poll. How do you feel about it today? Keep reading these headlines. Surgeon General saying mask up. Everybody's saying mask up, mask up. They're saying in the Black community especially, not enough people are getting the vaccine. I'd like to know what you think. If you're one of the people that has still been resisting it, why? Is there any scenario in which you can see yourself getting the vaccine? And what do you think about these ramped up efforts to try to educate and push people to get the vaccine? Like I said, they got Juvie and Manny Fresh, of all people. Of all the people in hip hop, they got Juvie and Manny Fresh to do a new version of a popular song. Vax that thing up. You tell me. I'll wait. Fox writes, rise and shine, young stars. Ashley writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Happy Monday. Sharp writes, good morning, Nathan and Choppers. Brenda writes, happy Monday. Ray writes, good risings all. Good morning to you, Ray. Good to see everybody. Jared's in the house. Good morning to you, Jared. Caramel writes, good morning, everyone. Hope you had a great weekend. Anthony writes, morning, choppers. Patricia writes, good morning. Kelly writes, good morning. Kathy writes, good morning, all. Sister Iris writes, good morning, great people. Tanika's in the house. She writes, good morning, Nate and Choppers. Sister Iris writes, the block party was real nice. Great job, NAACP. Yeah, I thought so too. I was there early. We walked through maybe there about 40 minutes. I thought it was a good idea. I thought it was a great idea on paper. Why not do a block party? I was talking with Joe Mallory, and apparently these are some ideas they have for some time they want to put in place. It's right across the street from their headquarters on Reading Road. And why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not do something like that in Avondale? And it's a great spot for it too. And next year it'll be bigger. It's just going to grow and grow and grow and grow and grow. We need more stuff like that in the summertime. Why not? Andrielle writes, good morning, Nate and friends. Jenny writes, good morning, Nathan and the Choppers. Now, what will be dope? I'm going to tell you what they would. And again, I'm sure the smart minds at NAACP, like, what would be dope if that becomes an annual event where the local politicians and political folks have to come through. They each get the stage and they can address the Black community face to face right there every summer. Everybody keep talking about, the barbecue. Well, listen, that should be like a NAACP barbecue block party where the local politicians, those that are running for elected office, have to come through and it becomes a community moment for the Black community to interface face to face with these people that say that they wanna lead us. It would take nothing. It would take nothing to make that happen. All you would need is like, uh, they have everything. All you would need is space and a microphone. They had all of that over there. You know what I'm saying? I can see that being the future of it. Because look, think about it. This year, you got city council, you've got mayor, and you've got school board. And I got a chance to meet. You guys got judges, people who are running for some of these judge spots as well. I ran into a school board candidate and also a candidate for judge as well, two brothers. And again, I'm gonna circle back and talk with everybody. I think who else did I see there? Saw Scotty J. Saw Peter O'Neill, I believe his brother O'Neill was there. That's pretty much who I saw. I'm sure other people were there or came through, but that's pretty much who I saw. Tiffany writes, good morning, all. Darlene writes, hi, happy Monday, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you. Kelma writes, hold up, Nate. Men do it too. This is my friend. Do they? I think women do that more. Like I said, when it comes to cheating, women are way more less truthful and way more about it than men are. Way more. It ain't even close. It ain't even close. The debate is over. When it comes to cheating, women are more prolific. They cheat more. And they cheat differently. Like I said, MArkie, what I learned from MArkie early on was how women do you. They will cheat on you with a dude, and the dude will be at the house, or he'll be all somehow close to you, close to her, and she'll be claiming he's just a friend. That's just how God made women. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Kevin writes, complications from diabetes. Micah writes, I already died from complications with diabetes. Correct. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, man. That's way too young. Kilmer writes, just a friend, bigger hit. Danita writes, good morning, all. Kilmer writes, exactly, Mika. Oh, that's my neighbor, my coworker, or LOL, that's my boy's girl. Right. Black men don't cheat. Charles writes, Grand Risings, Nate and the Choppers. Tracy writes, I actually learned about the term last night watching the autopsy documentary of Anthony Bourdain. The autopsy documentary? Oh, okay. So I know there's a documentary about him. It's on Netflix or something like that. I don't know. Why did I feel like I saw some of that? Or maybe I saw a trailer for it or something like that, but he committed suicide, right? Yeah. That was a dude whose job it was to travel the world, and all he was doing was just eating food and just talking to interesting people in exotic places, and committed suicide. And everybody was like, well, damn, you got such a great job. Why would you commit suicide? It just goes to show you happiness is all about what happens between your ears. Happiness is all about what happens between your ears. Not to say too much, but I was talking with a friend recently, and something came up in the conversation that just made some red flags go off. I'm like, what? Is my people's okay? I'm like, wait a minute. Because I love to see my people doing well. And by people, I'm talking about Black people in general, but I'm talking about my people around me, my friends and family members. Nothing makes me happier than when the people around me are doing well, when they're living good and accomplishing goals. It makes me very happy. And conversely, when I hear the opposite of that, it makes me very concerned. I'm like, wait a minute. So happiness is what happens between your ears. It's not about how much money you have. It really isn't. I get it. I can see it. It's not really about, those things can bring you a certain level of joy and less stress and things like that. But happiness, that's about what happens between your ears. It's the way you process the world. Let me see. Brandy writes, good morning. Tracy writes, the vapors. The vapors. Caramel writes, Biz seemed like a genuinely nice guy. He did. He did. He did. Yeah, again, those was the fun eras. Back when Cass was wearing they was just talking about more fun stuff, like going to parties and just getting hijinks. Some of the rappers, hip hop was never just one thing. But RIP to Biz, man. If you're the hip hop generation, you're gonna hear more and more about that from your icons. It is what it is. Brandy writes, good morning. I hope everyone has a good day. Same to you, Brandy. A classy one writes, dumb it down for Black people to get the vaccine. Miss me with all that. Okay. I look at the COVID vax as a flu shot. It's unnecessary because you can still get it. Absolutely, you can. Deshona writes, "Good morning, Nathan and all. Happy Monday." Ray writes, "Grand risings or good risings." She writes, "Good risings." A classy one writes, "Isn't what Juve and Manny Fresh making a hip hop song to get blacks to get vax offensive?" Um, I, it, it's only offensive. uh, It depends on how you look at it. To me, I wasn't offended by it. I took it for what it was. I thought it was more tongue in cheek than anything else. Like, who out here was really waiting to hear Juvie and Manny do vax that thing up? And then they're like, well, got a point, and ran out and got the vaccine. I don't really think that's was going to be the case. You know what I'm saying? I just think that it was more of a tongue in cheek, meaning it wasn't supposed to be taken too seriously, kind of fun way of adding to the culture, the pro vaccination culture. But like, like really, like who out there, even if you a Juvie the Great fan, like you love Juvie the Great, but you're dead set against the vaccine, and you're really you're gonna go against your personal constitution because Juvie made a video. I just don't see it that way, classy one. I think that it was just supposed to be like a fun little video. You know what I'm saying? And and that's it. Supposed to be just like a little fun little video, no big deal, no harm done, and you can laugh at it, and that's about it. that's all I got from it. Regina writes, "Good morning, fam. Good morning to you." Charles writes, "They got Juvie and Manny Fresh to get the hood folks. They are the ones most resistant to getting the vaccine. Are the hood folks really going to be, Charles? Let's be honest here, though. Are hood folks really going to be convinced to get the vaccine because Juvie and Manny Fresh did a song? I just don't believe it. I don't believe it. I mean, it was funny video. It was a part of the pop culture fabric. Ha ha ha. He. You move on. Nothing more than that. Nothing more than that. Angela writes, "Good morning, Nate and the Choppers. Good morning to you." G. Birch writes, "Grand Risings, Nate and the Choppers." Angela writes, y'all calls us to cheat. Yes, I know. I know. When a man cheats, it's because he's just a dog. He's a no good mofo. And when a woman cheats, it's her husband or her partner's fault, right? Women always got an excuse, and it's always the man. I know. I already know. Daryl writes, "Good morning, Nate and the Choppers." Classy Keys writes, "Grand Rising, Nathan Ivy and the Choppers, aka Cleopatra Jones. Good to see you, Cleopatra." Get to the chopper! Why is it offensive? There are country music and rock and roll stars pushing the vaccine also. It's an embarrassment to white people also, or is it just a black thing? Stop internalizing the negativity. I agree with you. Again, I was gonna make the same point. I just haven't seen like the country music version of the vaccine thing up or some. I'm sure it's out there. It hasn't crossed my radar screen. And white folks don't take it offensively. They just take it for what it is. It's like, hey, it is what it is. Nothing more than that. Angela writes, "I can't get the vaccine. I have allergic reactions, and I'm not taking no chance with my life. I understand." Nat writes, "Good morning. Good Monday, chap. Good Monday, choppers. Good morning to you, Nat. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you in advance. Appreciate you in advance." So, how was your weekend? How was your weekend? That's what I'm interested in. How was your weekend? You get a chance to recharge? So over the weekend, the wife and I did something that we haven't done in a long time. We actually went out to meet up with some friends. Went to a friend's house, and we just was acting like grown folks for a little while. We was just acting like grown folks for a minute, and we had a good time. Had a good time. It was great to see some of our adult friends face to face. Get a chance to powwow with them. That was great to see. That was great to see. Have you got a chance to go out yet? I don't know. You tell me. Don't know. I think it's very, very important. Maybe some more than others. You know what I'm saying? Some people, no big deal. Some people means everything. Oh, that's hilarious. Who posted that, Crystal? That's hilarious. She posted that, what, 2 days ago? This may be Nathan Ivey in the near future. Hashtag basketball, hashtag junior, hashtag hoop squad. Yeah, Junior went out yesterday. That boy, oh my God. As we walking into the basketball, we got there just a little bit late, so they had 2 games going on. This boy, he's a kid. He's 6 years old. He don't know these things yet. He tries to run straight through the team of the bigger kids. Now, what's going to happen when a 6-year-old tries to run through an active basketball game and there's teenagers playing? What's going to happen? You're going to get ran over. So I grabbed him and stopped him right before he just mindlessly, he ain't thinking. He goes into the gym. He gets tunnel vision. He sees the coach. He sees the kids that he normally plays with. He runs straight over there. I stopped him. He plays the game. He goes hard. My son goes hard. He still has to learn what he's doing, but he's going to be great. He don't have no idea, but his skills are slowly getting better, but he has no idea. He doesn't know what to do on offense, doesn't know what to do on defense. He kind of does. So I'm tripping out just watching him just run up and down the court trying to get rebounds. Oh my God. As we're leaving though, coach is like, "Hey guys, everybody put your jerseys over here." And maybe the coach shouldn't have told them that, but he probably wasn't thinking about it. What does my son do? He tries to run straight through the teenagers. What happens? He gets ran over. All I hear is, I'm looking around for him. I don't see him. Then I hear him. He's on the ground, getting up, walking over, crying because he got ran over. And I'm like, boy, you better listen to your dad. But at 6 years old, kids get tunnel vision. They don't see everything. So that was his experience. I had to this morning he came down, I'm like, "How's your hip?" He's like, "I'm okay, Dad." You're going to learn one way or the other, bro. You're going to learn. G. Birch writes, "I have heard about Juby's Vax video, but have not seen it yet." Is that right? We all watched it several times. Yeah, I played it on the show. It was hilarious. It's basically like the Back That Thing Up video, but they just changed the lyrics a little bit to be pro-vaccination. I didn't think it was offensive as a black person. I didn't. I didn't take it that seriously. You know what I'm saying? People, it's all about fun. At first, I thought it was just like, people make these videos and just do it for TikTok and do it for Instagram. I thought it was one of those kind of things at first. I didn't even think it was supposed to be serious. I had no idea whatsoever, but it is what it is. 513-873-7134. Let's talk about Space Jam. Space Jam 2 just came out over the weekend. It's in the theaters right now. I'm not going to the theaters to see it because I got Fire Stick. And why would I spend $12 going to the movie theater when I could sit at home and we can just spend that money on popcorn and just lay in the couch and just be super comfortable and watch it in beautiful widescreen HD quality? Why would I do that, right? My son is all into Space Jam too. I got to see Space. I'm like, how'd you see Space Jam? It came on my tablet, he said. I'm like, oh, they be run these damn commercials and some of the stuff that he's doing on his tablet. I'm like, boy, were you on YouTube again? Nope, I wasn't on YouTube. YouTube's a whole nother thing with a 6-year-old. It's a whole thing. Won't even get into it. I didn't really care for the first Space Jam. I didn't really watch it. I've never seen all of the first Space Jam. I've seen bits and pieces of it. I couldn't get away from it. I can't tell you exactly why. But, I was grown. I didn't want to watch no goddamn Looney Tunes and Michael Jordan back in the day when I was a grown person. Why would I want to watch that? Again, take my black card. I'm not even sure my black card's in jeopardy. I think my black card is safe, but I've never seen the first Space Jam. Confession. Never seen it. And I have no interest in seeing the second Space Jam, even though I'm a LeBron James supporter. No. And there's a part of me that doesn't want to be successful because you know what? I need Hollywood to get inspired again. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like everything's about a sequel. Right? I get it. It's probably smart. I'm reading that it's number 1 in the box office. It beat Black Widow. Now we're back to talking about the box office. For so long, there was no box office because nobody was going to the movie theater. But, I'm reading that Space Jam is doing well. And that's cool. I'm not hating against it at all. I'm just saying, It's called Space Jam: A New Legacy. And LeBron James gets sucked into like the computer screen or something like that. And then he has to play a basketball game. And if he doesn't win, then some crazy shit's going to happen. And that kind of reminds me of it solidifies him, LeBron James, is bigger than just a sports star. Now you are a cultural icon, right? Especially if the movie does well. That's part of what made Michael Jordan what he is, right? He transcended the basketball court. And now LeBron James is out there with the Looney Tunes. And I'm like, do kids even watch Bugs Bunny anymore? Like, my son doesn't watch Bugs Bunny. I don't even know if he knows who Bugs Bunny is, quite honestly. Wait a minute, what time is it? I might ask him, does he even know who the hell Bugs Bunny is? I don't even think he does. It never comes up. Space Jam. So instead of going to outer space, because remember last time you had the aliens, the monstars. Now they're going into the inner space, as in like the virtual space. I think they're inside of like a computer program, something like that. Anybody see Space Jam? I'm not here to trash it. If you like it, you like it. I'm just sick of like movie making Hollywood. Like, I'm looking for some original shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, LBJ. I mean, what are you going to do next? You going to move into Michael Jordan's house? You're going to try to live him, be him, get into his skin? Like, you're wearing number 23. Now you're doing everything he did. And I guess it's smart. Look at help for Michael Jordan. Look at Michael Jordan. It helped him. It worked for him. But as a consumer, I would have been more interested in a whole new story, a whole new title, whole new concept. I guess that's too much to ask for from Hollywood. Hollywood is out on ideas. They're out of it. Everything is a series. Everything is a prequel or a sequel. Just a standalone dope ass movie. Not a prequel, not a sequel, just a standalone dope ass movie that leaves you wanting more, but you never get any more. The way things used to be. But now you got the Netflixization of everything, streaming service, or everything is a series. They want to prolong it as much as possible. You get the delayed gratification, like they're doing with these damn Marvel series. Why won't they just release the whole series at one time? No, 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 no. They got to make you come back once a week like it's damn old school television. Well, wait a minute. I thought that part of what made the streaming services so dope is that it wasn't like old school television. I can watch what I want to watch whenever I want to. But no, with the really cool shit, I got to come back every Friday. I hate what they're doing with the Disney Plus and Marvel, the Marvel series. It's like, just release all of them at one time. They did the same thing with one of my favorite series on Prime. It's called The Boys. Anybody watch that? Super dope, super adult. It's got all the themes, great commentary about the world around us. You should be watching it. They did the same thing. First season, they released the entire season at one time. I could watch them all at one time. The binge watching, parts of me. I got my binge watching in. I saw everything I wanted to see. Second season, the first season was so damn popular. You know what they did second season? You got to come back every Friday for a new episode. I'm like, how is that not like 1980s era TV? You got to wait a whole week for the new episode. God damn it. This is 2021. Give me all the mines right here, right now. That's how we like things now. Give it all to me now. Do everything right now. They're stretching this shit out. And, Space Jam: A New Legacy, I'm sure my son's going to love it. I'm sure it's a great movie. I just ain't looking forward to watching it. I'm like, Space Jam, can I get something different? Oh, my God. And I guess his son, Bronny James, will do the next Space Jam. I'm like, Hollywood is out of good ideas, man. Out of good ideas. They just keep recycling old shit. That's why they're doing comic book shit. These comic book stories are not new. These stories are 20 and 30 years old, man. The Avengers been around for 40 years. This shit ain't new. It's just new to people who are not hip to Marvel comic books, but there's nothing original about it. You ever feel that way? Just give me some original shit, but I guess it's just me. I guess it's just me. Good morning to you. Lee writes, kids are impulsive at that age. Act first, think later. LOL. Yeah, he paid for it. He coming over me, just wanted, Dad. I'm like, are you hurt? He's like, no. Then what you crying for? Because your feelings are hurt. That's all it is. You'll be fine. I'll tell you one thing, he won't do it again. Everybody has that situation where you get ran over or you fall and slip and trip. Oh, everybody has those situations. Everybody has those situations. Jenny writes, Barry Larkin is pushing it as well in this commercial. He said to my black and brown friends who are hesitant, I get it. Is that what he said? Oh, man. Well, listen, I'm doing my part. I'm just telling you the information that's out there. What you do with it after that is up to you. What you do with it after that is up to you. It's completely up to you. I don't remember taking this video. I don't remember that. I'm in the friends page. It says Nathan Ivy shared a live video, but I don't remember sharing this live video. I don't remember sharing that video. Interesting. Wonder what that's all about. Oh man, it's a whole bunch of posts in here about MArkie, huh? Guess I'm not alone in that. Good morning to you. Where are we? Oh, what's this? I'll tell you who else I ran into. I ran into Kevin Aldrich. Yes, and he is one of the owners of the Ohio Kings. Matter of fact, he gave me a polo with the Kings on. I'm a rocket. Yeah, I got me some Kings gear, y'all. They're coming back, and he's giving people a sneak preview of the new alternative uniforms. They're like yellow and black, so I like it. It's gonna be super dope. Down with the Kings, claim the crown. I think that's pretty dope. Black owned. I mean, who wouldn't want to own a professional sports team? Even if you're like semi-professional. You telling me that wouldn't be dope? Of course it is. That'll be super dope, man. I bet they're having hella fun with that. I bet they are having hella fun with that. What is this? Over the Rhine's only gas station cutting hours due to safety concerns. Safety concerns, huh? So it used to be open 24 hours a day. Now it's going to close at night. That's interesting. I wonder what, did something happen down there? You know, it's funny because if you go to Over the Rhine, that whole strip right there is slowly being, I'll tell you, it's quickly being revitalized. There'll be a day when you'll go downtown and you'll be on Liberty and it'll be nothing but shops and bars and people walk. It's already like that now. But that gas station in particular, this is just my observation, has been like a relic of the past. It's been a relic of the past. Just because when I've driven past there, it just seemed like there was a lot of activity that reminded me of the old OTR and not the new OTR. Hey, come here for a second, son. Do you know who Bugs Bunny is?
Huh?
Do you know who Bugs Bunny is?
No.
You ever heard of Donald Duck? Not Donald Duck. Okay. I think that's another thing. That's not. Yeah, but you never heard of Bugs Bunny? No. That's who Bugs Bunny is right there.
Yeah, I saw him. He was on. I have Candy Crush and I saw him.
You saw him, but you never watched anything with him on?
No, I have never watched it. Today is the day we're watching it.
Watching what?
Space Jam.
Who was we?
The whole entire family.
Oh, so you want to see this?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I've been waiting to watch it.
Why? Because you like LeBron James? Who was that right there with the basketball?
LeBron James.
And that's Bugs Bunny. Okay. Yeah, I never hear you talk about Bugs Bunny. So you think
saw him on Candy Crush.
You saw him on Candy Crush?
Mm-hmm. He was funny. He was great.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the Space Jam thing on.
Okay.
I have my camper shirt on.
You do have your camper shirt on. Yeah. Who is that right there?
I don't know.
You don't know who this duck is?
No.
Okay. Look, let me put this up here. Hold on. Here's what we gonna do. Hold on 1 second, folks. Because I'm curious. I want to know who you know and who you don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put a video. I'm gonna put a photograph up, and you tell me who the people are. Okay. Hold on, real quick. Then you gotta put your shoes on before your mother gets in trouble. But you can tell you with me, so you'll be okay. Okay. So from left to right, who is that? The duck right here. Who is that duck?
I don't know.
And who is that female rabbit right there? Who is that?
That's a bunny.
Okay, it's a bunny. Who is that?
I don't know.
Talk louder.
I don't know.
And then who is this right here?
Buzz Bunny.
And then who is the little yellow thing right here?
I don't know.
And then what's this thing over here?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay.
In the middle, I know LeBron.
That's LeBron James, right? Okay. See you later, man. See, I didn't think so. So he don't even know these characters. My son don't have the stuff he watches and the things he does. He don't even know these characters. So I don't know. Maybe they'll have some update. I'm sure there's some new characters that younger kids are into, like maybe the Backyardigans or something like that. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. That might be for more of my daughter. My daughter was all into the Backyardigans. My son said he loves Backyardigans. But like I said, he don't even know these folks. He knows LeBron James. He knows that he's seen Bugs Bunny, but all these other characters that's in the movie, he has no idea who they are. That's very interesting. I didn't think he did because I've never seen anything or watched anything that he watches in which those characters are on there. So I'm like, but I guess what they do, man, is that's Disney, right? They're just going to reintroduce these characters. So LeBron James is a vehicle for these old school Disney characters, right? And then through LeBron James, because my son knows LeBron James. And LeBron James, okay, daughter, you on your way out? You can come say hi to the people real quick? She's been sick all weekend. Come on in here. It is. I like that t-shirt. Somebody who loves you brought you that t-shirt.
Yo, wait, we're at Star Wars, bro. Get into it. Yeah.
They can't see. You got to say good morning. You have to stoop down. The camera's right there.
Hi. Okay, bye.
Going to work? Getting off in the afternoon?
I get off at 1.
I'm picking you up, correct?
I don't know.
Well, we're doing. We're hiking back. We are hiking back.
Who last year told you that?
Girl, get your exercise in with your father. Oh, you just got off cheer camp? Yeah. Okay, I'm just telling you so you know, unless it's raining, it's gonna be a walk. You need it to rain? Okay. Let's go to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Medium Buddha. How are you guys doing today?
Doing well. She said hello.
Hey, yeah, it's a pleasure. The pleasure is all over here. Because as you know, every time you open that microphone, we are all enriched and ennobled. However, today I'm very disgusted.
I'm
effing disgusted. Yes. Rich Paul is an asshole. You know who Rich Paul is, correct?
Yeah.
LeBron's man.
Yeah. Super agent.
The
dude that's dating Adele.
And that's why he's an asshole. LeBron has you were talking about his image, the Space Jam. LeBron has managed to curate a non-threatening pro-black legacy, an image. And you go out, you go, first of all, you win the birth certificate lottery back in 1985 and become his friend. And you go out and you romancing these white Hollywood starlets. Adele ain't the first one. The first one was Tobey Maguire's ex-wife, Spider-Man's ex-wife. While you're talking about the Marvel Comics universe,
I'm not sure who that is.
Toby Maguire.
I know who
You
that
know who
is,
he
but I don't
is.
know who his ex-wife is.
Yeah, she ain't nobody famous. She's just his ex-wife. He was dating her first. Now he's dating Now he's dating white women from England. Like, you are a threat to LeBron's whole legacy by doing this. Somehow, like I said, LeBron has crafted a non-threatening pro-black image. Do you know how hard it is to do that? Even Jordan didn't have a pro-black image. Republicans buy sneakers too. Somehow LeBron's crafted one. And you're dating this woman openly?
How does that impact LeBron?
Because that's his ace. His ace boom coon.
So what? Nobody cares.
Everybody knows Rich Paul wouldn't be Rich Paul if he didn't win the birth certificate lottery.
Yeah, but nobody's going to blame LeBron because of who Rich Paul is dating.
You can be it's all a part of the package of LeBron. Him and his non-threatening black friends, non-formally educated past high school, have done all these wonderful things in sports and entertainment in Hollywood without college degrees. They've even put in rules against them. You know, the NFL, the Rich Paul rule, you've got to be a lawyer to be an agent, or you got to have a post back to be an agent, something like that. They put in it's called the Rich Paul rule, though, unofficially. And you go out and do something like this. I find it to be a direct threat to LeBron's legacy. Because you're his ace.
I don't see the threat.
You're romancing Adele.
Okay.
You publicly romancing white women as his ace.
Okay.
And LeBron's supposed to be pro-black. Because LeBron has a pro-black image. If one of these dudes goes out and gets a DUI, LeBron can't do Space Jam.
I don't believe that.
Because it's a kid's movie. Okay?
I don't believe that.
It's all a part of the package. Remember, Phil Jackson, LeBron and his posse. These dudes will forever be intertwined with LeBron from the day they were born
and Phil Jackson
until the day they die.
Phil Jackson got criticized, marginalized, and pushed to the side for that dumb shit he said. Nobody was feeling that.
Exactly.
That didn't change anything.
Exactly.
So same thing with Rich Paul and Adele. If they hooking up, that's not going to go back to who he sleep with. Don't have no impact on LeBron James at all.
It's the hell it don't.
No,
it's a package. All of them. All of them. LeBron, Rich Paul,
now,
Worldwide West.
If Rich Paul goes out and he gets caught up in
how do we even know
who
Rich Paul is in the first place?
Like that. Let me land. If you go out and get caught up in some kind of tax scheme or something like that, or some kind of criminal enterprise, I can see people trying to connect that. But even in that, that's going to be back on Rich Paul. So nobody except for you, fame, is making connections between Rich Paul and who he's dating and LeBron James and his legacy. Nobody. I'm telling you, bro, it's just you, man. It's just in your head. It's just you, bro.
That's because Fame Rothstein and the Alt Middle are the camera of the Nathan Ivory show. We blow up the negatives so that your choppers can see the bigger picture.
And sometimes
the bigger picture is this. The bigger picture will be used as a knock against LeBron.
It will not be used as a knock against LeBron.
If not immediately, it will be soon.
And it won't work. They can use it, but it won't work because there's nothing there.
They had to wait till the divorce to knock down Jordan. You couldn't knock him down. They had to wait till he was divorced and show how petty he was, calling his ex-wife a groupie to knock him down. You know, this will be used against LeBron. He's the big hulking black guy. Him and his friends are riding around Hollywood romancing white hoes.
Him and his friends. See, that's where you're getting in trouble.
Yes.
No, his friend is. LeBron don't cheat. No. He's married to Savannah. They raising them beautiful black babies. And that's it. What his friend did don't have nothing to do with him.
And he's rumored to have slept with Beyonce while she was married to Jay-Z, but I guess you don't want to talk about that.
I didn't know all of that.
He's getting her,
but he saw a shot at Beyonce. He took it, it worked. That's between them.
Hell, he's getting a rap. Him and his friends are getting a rap for being sexually promiscuous.
Huh?
One of the things that they use to take down black men: sex, drugs, and alcohol. The fear of a black planet. The black man with the insatiable sexual appetite, so insatiable that he'll fuck a monkey and create a worldwide disease called AIDS.
And you getting all of this from LeBron James' friend Rich Paul dating Adele.
Yes, I am. Because eventually it'll all be used. It'll all be come in play. Like I've told you, you don't watch sports. You're watching a TV show.
Listen.
But you don't hear me, though.
I hear
eventually,
you. I hear you.
No, you don't. No,
I just
you don't. If
disagree
you
with
did, you wouldn't be arguing with me. If
I hear
did,
you. I just
wouldn't be
disagree with you,
arguing with
brother.
me.
And I
Okay.
can
Well,
see Tucker
when it comes
Carlson,
to
another
fruition,
one of these Fox News personalities trying to bring this up because they always trying to bring up some dumb ish. It won't work
well,
because
that's what
there's
I'm trying to
nothing there.
warn you for. Okay. To you, there's nothing there. To you and I, there's nothing there. But for me, being the social commentator that I am, I see what's about to happen here.
Nothing.
There's no need for him to announce that he's dating her. It's like, okay, Rich Paul, you're the short dude, short and dark. You wasn't real popular with the women until LeBron became a pro athlete. Now you stunting, and now you're shitting on black women. I'm telling you, this is the start of it. They about to get his ass. They about to nail LeBron, and this will be the start of it. This kid, Rich Paul, is a direct threat to LeBron's legacy. LeBron needs to jettison him immediately. You understand me?
No, I don't understand you at all.
Okay. Well, I know you don't because
I think you're reaching. Now, if we having a conversation about high-profile brothers,
I'm only 5'11",
and why too many of them seem to gravitate away from the sisters, we can have that conversation. But somehow this is going to bring down LeBron James. I don't believe it. I don't see it.
Why do you even know who Rich Paul is?
What you mean why? He's out there front and center. He gets media.
How do you know who he is?
Because
he's
one of the most
friend.
powerful agents in the sports game right now.
Because he's LeBron's friend.
Because
that's
he's
the
LeBron's
only reason
friend,
we know
right.
who he is. That's the only and so everything they do, him, Maverick Carter, and Worldwide West will somehow have a LeBron connection to it.
Yeah, but it's deeper than that. It's not just because. It's not just
because.
Let's just agree to disagree. You're gonna have to agree with me when I say this. You're gonna agree with me. When I say this, you're gonna agree with me, even though you don't think you are right now. But watch, you're gonna end up agreeing with me. You're right about that. He's LeBron James' friends, but it's not. That's not the only reason why we know who he is. Because LeBron got a lot of friends.
Why is he an agent?
About him.
Why is he an agent?
The one reason why we know who he is because he's been successful as LeBron James' friend. He's built his own thing with the opportunity that LeBron James got him, and has gotten him a lot of media and press. LeBron got a lot of friends who don't know shit about him because they ain't doing nothing.
No, he don't. He's got 4 friends that he trusts. Everybody else is just people that he rocks with. Knows a little bit. These are his 3 friends: Maverick, West, and Rich. Those are his friends. Everybody else is just people that he knows. Trust me, we don't know who Rich Paul is if he doesn't win the birth certificate lottery. He's not an agent if he doesn't win the birth certificate lottery. Everything he does will always and forever be attached to LeBron.
Maybe so.
But you don't have to agree with me. Maybe
so.
That's fine. You don't have to agree with me. When it happens, I'll just say I told you so.
What happens?
Like I told you so.
So what are we looking for now?
The downfall of LeBron.
Okay.
It's imminent. Just like I told you that Serena Williams would fall off as a player, not from age, but because she jettisoned her father. And now she can't win a damn match anymore.
Yeah, but it's
not
age.
because she
she's
had a
40
baby.
Years old.
Not because she aged, because she shitted on her black daddy.
She's 40 years old and her body's breaking down, bro.
That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah,
she's still bigger and stronger. She's strong as shit. She's strong as shit.
I don't think she is. I don't doubt that.
Her serve is still at the same miles an hour. Her serve is still the same miles an hour. She still has the same lateral quickness. She hasn't had a debilitating injury.
She don't have the same lateral quickness. She's not the same.
She just brought in bad energy by jettisoning her dad. The man that taught her, the man that used to protect her in interviews. Hey, Don't talk to her like that. That's a young black girl. She said it, goddammit, she meant it. What about that?
That was a great black
clip
love.
of him?
That was a great black love moment.
Exactly. And Serena said, F dude. And jettisoned him. That energy that she kicked out, it came back on her. She instantly was crap in tennis.
No,
Not a
she
long
was the best in the
downfall.
world
She
for a
was
long time.
instantly crap. Exactly. And now she ain't shit. Now she's just a run-of-the-mill player. Not even a gradual downfall. She just all of a sudden kicked her dad out. Now she's a run-of-the-mill player.
It didn't really happen
but you don't
that
hear
way.
Me, though.
But okay, that's what you want to think.
Okay, but hey, brother, man, it's always a pleasure talking to you, and I really enjoy our conversations, whether you're being insolent or not. It's been real. I had fun.
Same. He said whether you're being insolent or not. He is hilarious, man. Oh my God. So now is LeBron James' fault because Rich Paul out here stunting with Adele? No, it's not. That's on Rich Paul. I don't know. She wouldn't be my type. I was single in Rich Paul's position. But people connect. You never know. She got a great voice. How them two come together? Who knows? They say, something about a successful man that really turns women on. So props for them. Hope they have a great thing. I'm just built differently. I'm just built a little different. It's a kids movie, Nate. You kind of old. Do this for the kids. I know that. Kevin writes, Hollywood does what's easy. We did it before, so we can do it again, right? Lee writes, streaming services are going to be the death of movie theaters. They already are. Like, why ever go to a movie? You want that big screen. You want to be with other human beings and like experience a movie together. I can see it depending on the movie. Like if it's a comedy, depending on what it is, and like having that whole crowd laughing. You remember going to a movie theater? Like I remember going to see some comedies and everybody's just rolling in the seats. That can be a lot of fun. Anybody watching Raising Kanan? I did not. CNN has a pretty good series on TV. It's called The History of Sitcoms. I've seen it, haven't watched it yet. I want to check it out. Kendall Clark writes, good movie. Hollywood needs new writers. It gives the shows more publicity. People will talk about it each week as a new episode is released. I know why they do it, Tiffany. It benefits them. I'm just saying, as a consumer, I got so spoiled on getting like the whole season at one time. Like binge watching is a real thing right now, especially with COVID. It's a real thing. The pleasures of going through a whole season together. But now it just seems like, I don't know. It just seems like they're just stringing us along. You know what I'm saying? Charles writes, Space Jam was cool. I took my daughter and her friends to see it when it came out. Space Jam was for the kids then, just as the new Legacy is. It's a goofy movie for kids. If my grands want to watch. Yeah, I get it. I'll watch it with them, he writes. Angela writes, Sins of a City is off the chain. I watched the Philadelphia bombings. It was interesting. Really? I'll check that out. Black Widow was better than I thought it would be. Really? Okay. The Boys is great television. The Boys is absolutely great television. One of my favorite series I watched recently. Yeah. Got to watch that, and you got to watch, if you like The Boys, then you got to watch Invincible. Watch Invincible as well. T. Greg writes, R.I.P. Biz. He'll probably know Mickey Mouse. That's interesting. It's just funny, man, to see what your kids are into. There's been so much culture out there. It's just interesting to see what he's into. Angela writes, hi, Junior. He's too cute. Yes, he is. He's a lot of fun, too. My daughter liked Hannah Montana, mine, too. When she was young, had no idea the star would become a hot mess, LOL. Effing disgusted. That's funny. What is this fool talking about? This man. That's not true. LeBron James hooked his friends up to get them certified and the ability to intern with some of the best. Well, all I can see is from the outside looking in, LeBron James made it. He said, look, y'all my boys, we all leaving Akron, we all gonna do something. And from what I can see is that all of his friends delivered. It's one thing to get an opportunity. It's another to deliver on the opportunity. Those are two different things. His friends delivered. So Rich Paul, he got one of the most powerful sports representation agencies out there now. And he used LeBron James as a springboard to open doors for him. That's what you're supposed to do on both sides of the story. If you're LeBron James and you make it, you're supposed to open doors for the people around you. What's the use of making it and you're the only person that made it? How's that fun and you're the only person? No. You got to open the door and offer the opportunities for the people around you. Now, the other part about that is that if you're friends with somebody like a LeBron James and he comes to you and says, look, I made it big over here, I have opportunities, then you got to do whatever you got to do to make that work. You cannot slack on your pimping on an opportunity like that. So like Maverick Carter, they created Uninterrupted. Everything they do seems to be working. So everybody eating, everybody happy, everybody successful. Those are good times. Those are good times, in my opinion. Okay, will do. Charles writes, bingo, Nate, you put it together. Disney is reintroducing the Looney Tunes. Exactly, Charles. That's what it is. Yeah, Disney is using LeBron James to reintroduce the Looney Tunes. We just did like a little test, a social experiment with my son and asking him, do he know who these people are? He had no idea who these people are. He had no idea. He don't know who these characters are. But he knows who LeBron James is. So when he sees the movie, he's going to get reintroduced. I guarantee you, if Disney is right, if Disney's game is on point, then they're going to reintroduce some type of Looney Tunes or something like that on Disney Plus, some kind of new series. They're going to revamp the series and bring it back because Disney is heavily invested in these characters. They don't have new characters. They got the same old characters. So they have to be revamped and updated. You introduce them with modern day stars. So that's a vehicle for Disney to reintroduce their Looney Tunes universe to a whole new audience. I wonder how much LeBron's getting paid for this, man, because that's priceless. This is the stupidest ish ever. Bo Riding writes, Adele looking good and she can sing. Turn the camera around and hit the flash. Bunky writes, great call. OMG, good day, sir. This is a fool. What in the world? What the hell? His puppy chow is laced with angel dust. Bo Riding writes, black women ain't tripping. See, y'all don't trip when it's not a dude that you don't want. But when it's a Denzel level guy, why he with a white woman? Yeah, I know. So hypocritical women are. Black women can be so hypocritical. Jenny writes, is this a repeat of the 80s, 90s with Madonna being passed around through the brothers, 3 of whom are now deceased? Huh. Come on writes, what's up, come on? Fam, go get some sleep, bud, right? What is that? Go get some sleep, bud. That's hilarious. This is a fool. Cass writes, good morning, Choppers and Nate. Good to see you, Cass. Hope everything is going well with you and your family. I was thinking about you yesterday. Hope everything is well. Caramel writes, why does it matter who Rich Paul is dating? It don't. Fame brought that up. I knew where he was going. As soon as he said Rich Paul, I'm like, is he talking about the fact that she's dating Adele? He's dating Adele. Celebrity news, that's big news. She's a big old icon. She got a great voice. She got some dope songs out there, and he is LeBron's friend and the head of the most powerful sports agency in sports right now, one of the most powerful. So it's natural they're gonna get some press, but he trying to say that they're gonna use that against LeBron. How does that argument even make sense? LeBron can't control who his friends is dating. He don't have no control over that. Rachel writes, good morning, family and choppers. Good morning to you. Fame is a fool. Oh, boy. Kilmer writes, and who cares? Plenty of Caucasians bring along their friends, right? Rachel writes, I see somebody talking just to talk. It was a displeasure listening to this fool. Bo Riding writes, it's like Paula Abdul and Alt Middle Wolf she was dancing with in opposites attract. LOL. That was an Alt Middle Wolf. That's hilarious. I remember that. Charles Rice, Father Time is undefeated. Serena is slowing due to her age. She's 39 years old. Do you understand that sports in general is a young person's thing? Sure, she's strong. We know sis is strong. She could probably bench press more than your average woman. Right? She could probably beat a whole lot of dudes in like a lot of physical fitness tests. But going up against other highly trained world-class athletes who are 20 years younger than her, 15 years younger than her, you're talking about joints and muscles and ligaments and all kind of shit. She can't compete with that. Jordan couldn't, no person can compete with. LeBron James is slowing down now. Kobe slowed down. All the Magic Johnson slowed down. All of the John Stockton, Steve Nash, Shaquille O'Neal, all of the greats are going to slow down. Their body's going to break down at some point. He's trying to blame that on her decision to not be effing with her father. You're still making up old stuff. Kimma writes, facts, Nathan, they took the opportunities from LeBron and did their thing right. A lot of people get opportunities and do shit with the opportunity. I'm like, raise your hand if you ever have the opportunity and looking back, you feel like you didn't really go hard with it. I don't... Scratch that question because I don't feel that way. I've never had an opportunity that I didn't go hard. You give me an opportunity, I'm gonna go hard at it. But raise your hand if just virtually on your own, if you agree with that. You know, you get an opportunity. Your friend makes it big. He a big time superstar now, King James. He like, yo, what you want to do? You know, we need to be taking off. We need to have multiple businesses here. We're gonna work together on this. One of them says, look, I want to start a sports agency. Cool. Let's do it. And even though LeBron James is your friend, that's going to give you a whole lot of help. You still got to go make it happen. So, nah. Somebody writes, Looney Tunes are owned by Warner Brothers. Thank you, Donta. I think you're right about that. Yeah, it is Warner Brothers. I was saying Disney, Warner Brothers. That's a whole different thing with Disney. Thank you for the correction. Charles writes, Invincible is that work. It is. It's very adult, too. That's what I like about it. Very adult. Just got back from Margaret, Alabama. Different world down there, LOL. Really? Tell us all about it. Friends of Charlie Winburn's in the house. Good morning, great people. I am back. Good to see you. Brandy Rice, it's dope. Talk about the movie? Okay. My son, you can tell he wants to see it. We're going to watch it on Fire Stick whenever it comes out. Shh, don't tell anybody. But for me personally, I'm going to have to end up watching it. I do not want to watch the fucking movie. See, that's the kind of things you got to do when you have children. They can be very difficult. Like, nobody ever told me how difficult it is to sit and spend 90 minutes to 2 hours watching some shit I really don't want to watch. But I got to act like I want to watch it in some cases because I want my son to get that positive energy. Damn. No, I mean, they never tell you how difficult sometimes that can be. Now, sometimes I'm in the mood for it. It's the best thing in the world. You know, we sit there with the popcorn. I got my daughter, my son, the wifey. We're all close together, and we're enjoying this family movie. I've had some great moments. Then there's some time, and I'm like, I don't want to be doing this shit. I don't want to watch this. How long is this? You know it's bad when you asking how long it is before it even starts. You know, I got to go to the streaming service and double check. Oh, fuck, 90 minutes? Oh, snap. Son, we ain't going to be able to watch this one. You know what I'm saying? But you got to do that sometimes. Space Jam 2, I'll be watching it. I already know. Can't get out of it. And, you know, like with the Shreks, my daughter was watching the Shrek. They made the Shreks, so they had a whole bunch of like subtle and not so subtle adult jokes in there. And I don't know, hopefully they'll do that with Sports Jam. Like a good kids movie, they make it so that the parents can get stuff out of it. Like I watch some kids stuff and they'll tell a joke and the joke is definitely just for the parents because my kids are like, it goes straight over their head. They have no idea. And props for those movie makers that do that because for parents, man, we need some help. We need some help. Good morning, Nate and Choppers checking in from Dallas, Texas. LeBron did what you are supposed to do, lift others up with you. Absolutely, absolutely. Adele will always be one hamburger away. Hashtag burp. You wrong for that. So wrong for that. So wrong for that. Good morning to you. 513-873-7134 if you'd like to share your thoughts this morning. So let me just circle back around. We kicked off the show talking about numerous things. First off, COVID is on the rise. I want to get your thoughts about all of the attempts, primarily in the Black community. There's a lot of focus on the Black community to try to get Black people to get vaccinated. I want to get your opinion about those efforts. Do they make, for people who are unvaccinated, are you never going to, is there any scenario in which you would get the vaccine? That's what I'd like to know. If you are unvaccinated at this point, what's stopping you? And is there anything that would ever sway you, barring somebody dying in your household or something like that, which I hope never happens? Is there anything that would sway you? Or at this point, you're in it to the very end. If you end up dying from COVID, then you die from COVID. You're willing to take your chances no matter what. Let me get your thoughts. Why am I bringing this up? Because the U.S. Surgeon General is warning people across the country to keep your mask on. In particular, in California, they're saying we're going back to some mask mandates in some of the counties there. And this could be a trend that we see across the country where we go right back to where we were because humans are worse than COVID. Humans care more about human interaction and eating and drinking and dancing in public than not spreading COVID-19. That's just what it is. I want to get your thoughts on it. We also talked about MArkie. A lot of people saying he died from complications with diabetes. That diabetes shit, man. Listen, if you are pre-diabetic, if you have diabetes in your family, but you have not been diagnosed with it yet, you have all the control. You have all the control in the world. All you have to do, I got great news for you, is to change your diet, change a few things. You can get off of that diabetes track, but we'll have to wait and see. They haven't done an autopsy yet. Nothing official. There's speculation. People saying they read it on different websites. I read that too, but it was all speculation. Nothing from the coroner. We'll have to wait and see, man. But just spend some time thinking about the life and times of MArkie. That is from my generation. I grew up listening to the music. It was pretty dope back then. It's funny what we thought was cool then and what we think is cool now. What we haven't talked about is the debates across the country about the Black National Anthem. I want to talk about that this morning. Black National Anthem. How important is it to you that the Black National Anthem is going to be played before every game coming up from the National Football League? Lift Every Voice was written in 1900 by civil rights activist James Weldon Johnson. And now the National Football League has decided to play it, from what I'm reading, before they play the national anthem. And it has sparked controversy in some circles. Some folks are resisting it. And they're going to kick off the new season on September the 9th. So just about a little less than 2 months away. And it's the playing of the national anthem before the game is going to be a part of the 10-year, $250 million commitment to fighting racism in America. That's $25 million a year. That's not a lot of money because the NFL is owned by a consortium of billionaires. Everybody's a billionaire. And if they're not a billionaire, they're pretty damn close to it. In some cases, they're multi-billionaires. So for a consortium of 31 multi-billionaires to come up with $25 million a year, that ain't a whole lot. But that's what they're doing. And additionally, they're going to do some social justice messaging on the fields and on the signage, on the helmets and public service announcements. I'd like to know what you think about that. Apparently, rap mogul Jay-Z is advising the league on its quote unquote Inspire Change initiative. That's what it's all about. They want to inspire change. So you're going to get the Black National Anthem. I want to know what you think about that. It's going to be played before every game coming up. And then they're going to have like pro-social justice messaging on the field and things like that. I remember what the NBA did during the bubble. Remember that? They had Black Lives Matter on the side, and then all the players had like different, they could put different stuff on the jerseys. I wish they was still doing that. They don't do that anymore. But I want to know what you think about this. Do you think that this will play an important role in inspiring real change around social justice, racial justice, equity, and things like that? What do you think? Let's go to the phones while you think about it. Good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. This is your West Side Connection, Drop Squad 52, also known as the Black Knot Democrat. How you doing, sir?
How you doing, sir? I'm doing well.
I'm doing good. I'm just calling to answer the questions that you've posed to your audience. And the first is, I will be 61 in September. I don't plan on getting the vaccination. My healthcare provider, which is Kaiser Permanente, they have called me. They have sent me letters saying, we noticed that you haven't been vaccinated yet, and we would like to encourage you, blah, 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 blah. And the reason that I'm not vaccinated at this point is because my immune system is not compromised. I don't have any underlying illnesses. Plus, my daughter is a naturopath doctor, and I get a lot of advice from her. And until those things happen, I probably won't get the vaccine. Because when I was a mailman and when I refereed high school basketball, I got the vaccine because I was around those young people all the time. I constantly used hand sanitizer. And I was in an environment where I needed to get the vaccine so I could show up for work and so I wouldn't miss games because I got ill. So that's it. And plus, LA County started yesterday, Mr. Ivy, mass mandate for indoors for anybody, all people, vaccinated or not. And there are two large counties, one to the north of California, which is Ventura County, and to the south of LA County, which is where I live in Orange County. And at this point, no other county is putting in the mass mandates. There are a few counties up in Northern California that are doing it. But other than that, it's just LA County for right now. And I don't know how far it's going to go because I actually threw my mask away that I had in my car. I threw it away. So I may have to put my mask back in because if LA County did it, I just don't know if it's going to spread to the other counties. But I'm not even going to bring up any politics, but that's my answer to the couple of your questions that you posed this morning.
Okay.
Plus, it's a Manic Monday. And I can't follow the lead of my brethren, Fane Rothstein. Shout out to the Alt Middle. Because that boy, he is on the cutting edge of cultural evolution. He was off the charts, though, this Mr. Ivy. But anyway, thank you for taking my call. Y'all one more thing before I go, because I'm looking at the chat right now. 611, the Politically Petty Show. This is what he wrote. Drop is on Alt Middle suspension. Speaking of suspension, the Politically Petty podcast show is on suspension. He ain't done nothing since June 19th, which was a 5-minute speech he played of somebody. Didn't even hear his voice. So Glenn from Mason, either you gonna get on the pot or get off the pot, because your Politically podcast is doo-doo. Drop Squad 52, dropping science to anyone who wants to catch it. Thanks.
This black man. Okay. I'm going to move on. 513-873-7134. So as I was saying, Black National Anthem, they're going to be playing that before every NFL game. And, for me, if I feel the same. That's great and all. Hopefully, you'll have an impact. I think they could put more of an investment into it. I think it's just window dressing, but I would take that over them doing nothing. What the NFL really needs to do, if they really care about black people and want to be a part of it, is they need to diversify the ownership. The next team that opens up needs to be a majority team, a majority black owned team. That's what they need to do. Two things should happen. There should be two types of teams in terms of ownership that will change the overall feel of the NFL if they're really serious about equity policy intangibles. If they're really serious, they should do two things. One, there should be a majority black-owned team. A majority black-owned team. And then two, there should be a team that's majority owned by the current, former, and future players as a source of revenue. Doesn't that make sense? It makes sense that the players themselves would own and operate a team. That makes perfect sense. And just think about how that would impact, the NFL in positive ways. That's what needs to happen if they're serious about it. Let's go back to the phones. Good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Mr. Ivy. Kev on the cell.
Good morning, Kev.
Beautiful Monday. First off, I watched the first, the Space Jam movie. It's all right. It was entertainment. I don't think LeBron's doing anything wrong, but like I said, Hollywood period has decided that it's real easy to make money where you've made money before. And so, they're basically just saying, well, let's look at the box office tickets from X, Y, and Z. Yep, those were fantastic. Let's go ahead and get that out there again. The new generation's never seen this. I do think what you said about the Bugs Bunny thing and them bringing it back, because there's a whole generation that hadn't seen it yet, and they're like, oh, yeah, we'll do a little bit of graphics, some computer graphics on there and update them a little bit. We can get some more cash running. Absolutely. I think that's absolutely happening. The whole thing, Disney, I thought, and they had Warner Brothers under it. So I don't know if Warner Brothers acquired the studio. If Disney acquired Warner Brothers or what, but they did have a lot of, and it was a lot of different things, man. Like they showed throughout the movie where you were like, wait, ain't that Hanna-Barbera? Is that under Disney? You know what I mean? So maybe Disney made some acquisitions. My man dropped, man. This is all the more reason why anybody listening should go ahead and get that vaccine, man. If Drop's not getting it, I should go get it. The naturopathic thing and all of that. He is the exact reason why. If you were thinking to yourself, like, man, this stuff probably keep this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then you're like, well, Drop's not getting it. Yeah, I'm going to go get that shot. I'm going to go get it. The man just talks nonsense for long periods of time. You keep coming for my man, Glenn. And honestly, I don't think you can hold his water if you ever did get into a real debate. But I don't know, man. I don't know, man. He's just confusing, man. He's a conundrum. You would think to yourself, okay, so this man has obviously traversed the difficult path of being a black man in America to the point where he is walking while retired and all of that good stuff. But then you get on here talking nothing but nonsense, and I'm like, oh, you didn't traverse the terrain. You just got lucky you ain't step on the mines. I don't know, man. He triggers me, bro. He does. And I know he likes to. And I know you're going to say that next. Like, yeah, that's what he's out there to do, Kev. He's 100% waiting to trigger you. That's what he did for. So, I end with the same thing every time, bro. There are some really, really important things that are happening in the city. There are some people that are running or maybe running for commissioner. And there are some folks who are running for various positions. We have the the gentleman that's downtown currently, known as the mayor, who has some aspirations on governorship at some point. We got to be engaged. We got to make sure that we are on page. Again, if you haven't gone yet to your local church or to your, whatever your group is, whether it be a fraternity or sorority, whoever it is, and started working on this Let's Get Souls to the Polls campaign, let's get on that immediately, right? Everybody take at least 3 people. If you got a car, 3 people that need a ride or kind of wishy-washy as to whether they're going to make it there or not, go ahead and start lining things up now. It's probably going to rain, right? I know November is 4 months away, or 3 months away, really. But, it's probably going to rain. So you might need to pick some folks up who, for whatever reason, when it rains, they can't leave the house unless some stupid stuff is happening down at Washington Park or or something like that. So, need to make sure that we are engaged. They are absolutely, positively, actively trying to suppress the vote, especially in our state here in Ohio. And I say that because they're all of these efforts that are outside. Everybody else is like loud about what they do, but in Ohio, generally, when they're trying to suppress the vote, they're quiet about it and they don't tell people. You don't find out until the last minute when you get to the poll and you find out that that's not your polling place anymore because it no longer exists, right? So if you got to contact the League of Women Voters, whatever you have to do, make sure that we are prepared. The plan is definitely to make sure that we are not able to use our vote. To my brother out there, John, I want to hear when you say, I'm going, and you picked your candidates and all of that. I haven't heard it yet. So, and if I missed it, Nate, let me know, okay? Because that'd be on me. But I want to know when you're going, man. I don't care who you voting for. That's your business. But, that you're going in there, that you've done your due diligence, and, with all that political knowledge that you have, that you're going to take that big step and don't vote for Jesus Cesaro or even Minister Farrakhan or whoever else could potentially be on your list of ballots that aren't actually running for anything. I appreciate you, Nate, man. Appreciate the 10th. It is what it is. Stop dropping nonsense and actually drop some science. Be blessed, bro. Peace.
All right. Thank you for the call. That's Kev on the cell. 513-873-7134 if you want to share your thoughts. Now, okay, so we talked about that. I'll get your comments in a second. One more thing I want to bring up. This may or may not be in your radar screen. I thought this was interesting. We should have a conversation about that. I do have a couple of flows I want to share with you. And that is, have you ever heard of something called the Great Resignation? The Great Resignation. Well, if you haven't, you missed it. It's going on right now. Started in April of 2021. And that is millions of American workers are quitting their jobs. A record number of American workers are quitting their jobs. Again, the Great Resignation of 2021 is what they're calling it. A lot of these jobs are fast food, entry-level jobs, those types of jobs. People are quitting and not returning. And a lot of it had to do with COVID because COVID gave people more time. And when human beings had more time, they start figuring out how to do things in a different way. And it's the reason why I was so pissed off with Mike DeWine when he cut $300 of federal grant money that was a way to supplement your unemployment, because they're trying to force people back to low-paying jobs where they're not being treated right. And I think it's class warfare is dead wrong. But even having done that, it hasn't stopped the Great Resignation. And people are just either quitting and or not returning to certain jobs. And I've got a radical idea. I've got a radical suggestion for employers out here. If you're working in the industry or you're struggling to get people to either stay with you or to be under your employment, I got a radical idea for you. You ready? I know it's radical. But for companies, should take note. It's real simple. Pay people more and exploit them less. It's real simple. Pay people more, exploit them less. That's all you got to do. You know, all this stuff about how we want to force people to go back to jobs they don't want, make the job more attractive. Make the job more attractive. Simple as that. Pay people more, offer more incentives, offer more benefits, exploit them less. Quit trying to squeeze every ounce of blood out of the people that work for you. Stop hiring people to do one job, and then you put 2 and 3 other jobs on, and now they're doing 15 jobs. They're doing 3 jobs. That's not what you hired them to do. Offer some more vacation time. Sweeten the pot. Now, everybody loves a pot to be as sweet as possible for them. Sweeten the pot. Simple as that. Make it more attractive, and guess what? People will come to your job. People want to work. Black people want to work. But you got to make it attractive to them. You know what I'm saying? You got to treat people better on the job. That's the other thing. And there's three things, all radical. Pay people more, exploit them less, and treat them better. If you're an employer and if you bring that mentality to your employees, I guarantee you that people will either stay and/or want to work in your environment. Pay them more, exploit them less, and treat them better. Radical. I know it's radical. And that's how you stop the Great Resignation. COVID allowed human beings a chance to get off that hamster wheel, always working for somebody else, and think for a little bit. The powers that be don't want you to think. They don't want you to have time to think about your future. They want you to be so caught up on working on a job that makes somebody else rich that you never get a chance to figure out how to make yourself rich. Because you always run around making the next man rich or supporting somebody else. But COVID gave people a chance to sit at home and think about what they really want to do. Are they really happy? Do they want to continue in these roles? And then it gave people enough time to think, and a little bit of money was coming in with them stimulus checks and other things that was put in place to keep people afloat. So people sat back like, what do I really want to do? Oh, I can do that. And they start doing their own thing. That's why last night, record number of Black-owned businesses have been formed over the last couple of years during COVID. Because Black folks got a chance to unplug from the matrix, somebody else's program, and start thinking about their own program. That's the one thing that I observed that I already knew, but I just, was reintroduced to this concept in my own head all over again. And that is American workers are working. They're working you too much. You don't have any time for your damn self. You don't have any time to sit down and think. You come home, and if you have children, it's a wrap. You come home, you cook dinner, you watch maybe 15 minutes or something, you fall asleep, you wake up, you do the whole day again over again. You can't even think. But with COVID, now you get a chance to work at home. Like, how many people now realize that you work in an industry where you can do most of your shit at home? You ain't got to go to the job. You can save that gas money, save that lunch money. Well, you're probably spending lunch money and just eating it at home, but you can save that gas money. You can save all the whatever you got to deal with when you go into the workplace. You can just work from home. It's probably even better for the employer as well. Everybody wins. So that's the Great Resignation is what they're calling. Anybody heard that concept? It started in April of 2021, of April of this year. And again, I think it says good things about us. People want to do their own thing. They want to be the master of their own universe. They don't want to go back on the job dealing with some asshole. Nobody wants to do that. Underpaid, underappreciated, overwork, stress on top of you, and all you're getting out of it is a paycheck. Well, what people have said is that, look, if I'm going to live paycheck to paycheck, well, damn it, I'm going to live paycheck to paycheck on my own 2 feet. I'm going to do what I want to do, which I understand completely. I want to know what you think about it. 513-873-7134. I hate it when they say people are working because of these small, insignificant stimuli checks. It's holding people over not breaking the bank. The stimmy checks help some people, man, but the reason why people are not returning to these entry level jobs is because they're not attractive enough. They don't pay enough. They don't have enough benefits. They take the job in some cases as a bad culture. You know, somebody's a tyrant. Or you got coworkers who are allowed to act like assholes at the job. Nobody checks them. It causes a problem for everybody else. Like later for all of that. Nobody's got time for that. Nate, people have figured out another way, i.e. Uber, Lucy, and Instacart have become the new self-employment tool to free a lot of people to pursue their dreams. Right. I know hella people that's doing that. Hella. And it's because they figured it out. It's like, yeah, I might have to cut back here or there, but I can make enough money without having to deal with humans worse than COVID on the job. And if the money lines up, shit, everything else fall in line. Tabitha writes, I hope a boatload of new black officers sign up and work in our communities. Me too. He's my black officer in the police force. Me too. I was just talking with a black officer. He was asking about some ways for the Cincinnati Police Department to just interact with the world. I'm going to circle back around because I genuinely would like to be of some help in that area in any small way I can, because I 100% support good police. Good, I hope all the old police. Okay. Let me see. You ninjas still waiting for Zay to break you off tangibles when you voted the old bigot in office. # Lord. You're wrong for that. Getting a paycheck where you can't live a life is a no. That's right. Cash Rice is absolutely wrong, and people now want to create their own lanes. You're right, Nate. COVID gave people time to examine the matrix. Exactly. COVID, that's a great way of saying it. COVID gave people a chance to examine the matrix, to sit back and look at it and say, do I really want to do that? To really look at the numbers and act, I can get by with a little bit less if it means I'm getting so much more of my life back. Would you rather work 6 hours doing Uber and Instacart or 8 hours at a job where you absolutely hate it because of the culture that's been created there? And the money adds up. Like, you're not that far away from what you was making before. People are choosing to do their own thing, man. They love the gig economy. For us, Nate, corporate America, people tired of the microaggressions in the culture, which is the reason why many of us don't want to go back into the office, right? Somebody writes, Kev, on a sale, you are a funny American. Kev is funny. Kev is hilarious, man. Glad to have him here. Kev is a Democratic pawn. First he promotes the shot, then go vote for Jim Crow Joe. Damn immigrant. Damn, Bunky. Damn immigrant. He's not. Damn, bro. That is harsh. Ouch. Tell us what you really think. Kathy writes, Nate, self-employment opportunities like Uber and Lyft have given people an increased opportunity to earn more, work on their dreams, and have more time with their family, etc. Exactly. Angela writes, the restaurant business is suffering greatly. I was a server for 20 years. I quit before the pandemic and went into another field. I got benefits and I make more money. Pay your people their worth. Right. 3 things. If you're an employer, 3 things you need to know. Number 1, pay employees more. Number 2, exploit them less. And number 3, respect them. That's it. By exploit them, I'm saying cut your workers in on the profits. Like, capitalism is the exploitation of labor. We understand that. If you are paying labor what you're making off the labor, you wouldn't capitalize. I get it. But in these days, people, man, listen, man, if you open up the doors and allow people to revenue share and be a part of it, they'll jump on it. People looking for opportunities like that. The Lamidio writes, Drop is the smartest black in here. Okay, thank you for that. The smartest black. Dwayne writes, you're absolutely right. I always said if we ever get to be in our creative selves, instead of fighting, keep your head above water, things would be a lot better, right? Right. That's how the matrix keeps you. For a lot of people, you're just treading water and trying to do what you need to do on a daily basis, and you don't really have time to do anything else. But the bosses, because they're exploiting your labor, they sitting back and they got all the free time in the world and can do whatever they want to do when they get ready to it. Later for that. Nobody wants that anymore. Employers don't respect employees. That's the reason they want us back in the office. You're right about that. You're right about that. And in too many cases, you're right about that. I put it that way. In too many cases. Listen, family, let me see here. Cameron Rice drop is a fool. Let me jump back over here again. Brenda Rice, I love Kevin the Sales laugh. Makes me laugh every time. He does have a great laugh. Damn, that song, the NFL maybe should be putting their full-throated energy into getting rid of qualified immunity, getting rid of the filibuster, i.e. Mrs. Kamala. Well, look at the Bengals. The question is, what are man, that's hilarious. Is that Trump and Smitherman photograph that's sort of put together, that mashed together? That's hilarious. Anyway, my question is, what are the Bengals doing here in Cincinnati? Because the Bengals have a lot of sway. You know, that would go a long way if the Bengals organization got super, super, super into the social justice game. But that might not be who they are. I mean, they're working with Black owned. They're opening up the entrepreneurial space with some Black entrepreneurs. And hopefully the way it'll work is you got some Black entrepreneurs that are working with like FC Cincinnati. They're working with the Bengals. They're working with the Reds. Hopefully that opens the door and lifts up their business. And then maybe one day they can open the door and lift up somebody else. That's how it works. So we'll have to wait and see. Just recently heard about it. Lamidio is definitely fame. There's no doubt about it. But listen, fam, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. I want to let you know Midday Juice is coming back this week. Ask Ashley is coming back with a whole new season, more juice, more drama. I miss producing that show and just hearing about what's going on in other people's lives. She got a whole new bag coming back starting this week, so make sure you check it out. There's a promo that's circulating right now. It's good to get back to it. And listen, have a very good Monday. I wish the absolute best for you. Make it happen, Captain. It's a whole new day. All right? Nobody can stop you. Remember our motto. Winners focus on winning. And losers focus on winners. So stay focused and stay winning. And we'll talk real soon. I'm Nate Ivy. Happy Monday to you. And we'll catch up real soon. I'm out.